we really need to define what successful people really means. I mean, you see these headline videos, 100 million in 7 years. Okay, well, if he reaches that, then he will have been successful. Retire on $3 million. Okay, great. You reach that, you will have been successful. But we see that the wisdom in life tells us that true success has nothing to do with a number for so many different reasons. Because we can stumble attempting to reach the number and ignoring our true path in life that would get us to where we really want to be in life.
Hello and welcome to our Retire Early lifestyle. Did you know we are our own worst enemy when it comes to life contentment? And that's why we're going to talk about being poor in America and how to overcome it. What is poor anyway? We're a society that loves to compare. You can see this with everything in the American culture. The worst thing we can do for ourselves is to compare ourselves with other people. That's what the Joneses is all about, but you knew that, right? There is always going to be someone with more money, more house, more car, more clothes, and as long as we keep comparing ourselves to others, we'll never get ahead. What does success mean to you? Most people think success is having $3 million in the bank and never having to worry about money ever again. But most people do not have $3 million, and all they do is worry and complain about money. So what does that tell you? It means that people don't know what success truly is. For example, I think that Frank and I have been pretty successful creating videos because there are people that really love the information and have even learned from it. They tell us they love watching our reality information. Now, wow, to me that is being successful. We don't tell you not to go abroad. We just don't promote countries. Every single thing we talk about comes to fruition, and we've been vindicated on every level when you think about all the expats that leave the country they move to and come back home, and why. On the flip side, if we compared our views and money earned on YouTube with other travel vlogs, you could say we're not successful, right? But that's not what we look at to determine success. We're all bombarded with messages telling us that success means how much money you have. But we're going to dispel that myth right now.
We see that the wisdom in life tells us that true success has nothing to do with a number for so many different reasons. Because we can stumble attempting to reach the number and ignoring our true path in life that would get us to where we really want to be in life. Yeah, for example, right? Like that guy that wants to make 100 million. If his goal is 100 million, but he only makes 50, is he unsuccessful? If he only makes 10 million, is he unsuccessful? If he only makes 1 million, is he unsuccessful? He will believe he's unsuccessful. You see my point?
The bottom line is, true success has nothing to do with a number. But one thing is for sure, we can lay our head down on our pillow at night and actually not have a guilty conscience for enticing people with fairy tales. This is contentment success, and that is what's important. People worry about money too much. Instead of worrying about the future and becoming frustrated enough to allow these travel fairy tales to entice us to moving to a foreign country, we should be doing something. Anything to change our financial trajectory. When we allow our frustrations to affect us negatively, that makes us unproductive people in life. We all have skills and we are all creative in some way, and when we allow negativity to take over our mind, we completely stop free thinking and being independent minded, and that keeps us unable to change our circumstances. Do you remember the federal government's poverty line chart we showed you in the previous video? Here it is in case you missed it. This chart tells us we're poor or not poor. Really? How can some numbers do that? Because of a propaganda chart, we tell ourselves erroneous things such as if we only earned this much money, or if we only had a bigger house, or if only I had a better job, Or only if I moved to a lower cost country I would be more content? You're comparing your life to someone else's, and that negativity is keeping you poor in satisfaction. You've also made yourself more apt to be enticed by fairy tales of a better life in a different country. Moving abroad is ignoring the real issue. For example, absolutely nothing is better for that couple we showcased in the previous video that moved to Thailand because it was lower cost living than the US. They live in a nicer home now, so what? Is that going to really satisfy them? Do you know all of the things that this couple has given up just for living in a nice rental in Thailand? They both have all these skills and self-sufficiency and industriousness that they gave up on for a bigger rental in a foreign country? The reality is, this couple was more successful eking out a living on their homestead than living in a nice rental in the middle of nowhere in Thailand. After 5 years, they would have had more abundance on their 7-acre homestead. They said they were building a home, they were raising all these farm animals, but they sold that homestead for a lower cost living in Thailand. This couple had all the skills and determination it takes to build up an abundant life right here in their own country. Well, at least we thought they did until they moved to Thailand for a lower cost of living. They've been duped and hoodwinked by a poverty line chart. Before we moved abroad, our family of 5 was living on $1,500 a month, and we had a comfortable house with a pool on 3.5 acres. No one could believe it, but it was real.
Here's what I want to say to you guys. This was for a family of 5. I have to tell you, in North America, on $1,500 or less. I just want you to know that I was on 3 acres and I had a house with a pool for that price. Now you might say, wow, that sounds really low for North America. And you'd be right. Expenses were about $1,500 a month for 5 adults in the States. We did have plenty of land around us for growing and for privacy and for space and enjoyment. We were very effective at being self-sufficient in the States. I mean, I used to grow the majority of vegetables that we ate.
No one knew we lived below the poverty line either. Poor is a mindset, and this is where the dissatisfaction to action principle comes in. Focus on having a plan of direction with purpose and meaning for your life. Do something to change your circumstances instead of ignoring them.
What we really want to do with frustrations of everyday life is not really ignore them. What we want to do is not allow them to affect us negatively, okay? Because if there's frustrations in life, then they are causing a frustration. But we don't allow them to get to us to cause a frustration level to go to an unacceptable level. For example, if you're commuting every day that is a frustration in life. You don't ignore that. You don't want to ignore that. What you want to do is focus on a solution. And ignoring it is just going to keep you in the frustration. Whereas dissatisfaction to action is the principle here. There's a counter principle that is positive countering negative. It's like a cold room. You blow in hot air, it becomes warm. You've got a frustration in life, you counter it with a dissatisfaction with positive action, which is focusing on a solution.
And if some people think that moving abroad is the action that we're talking about, then they will eventually find themselves totally off the mark, because moving abroad is only a temporary feeling. After the honeymoon, this couple is going to wish they had not sold their 7-acre farmstead. We understand the allure of the adventure aspect of it all. We did it too. We traveled the world for 13 years, but in the end, we too found that it was all great and fun, but eventually you just go home. True success is not a one-size-fits-all, but society loves to compare it in that way. True success is being content in heart, mind, and soul. Having contentment and well-being is success. Success is not a number, it's a mindset. Don't let anyone else tell you what success is. It's not moving abroad. In fact, you impede your success by being in an unfamiliar country on a perpetual vacation. Don't let distractions of the day keep you from using your God-given mind. Here's a distraction. Look at me, I have a better life than you because I live in this country. It's so great. That's a total distraction. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You're you and they are them. Live your life, not theirs. Take your dissatisfaction and turn it into action. That usually is not uprooting your life and moving to a foreign country, unless you fall into one of the 5 reasons to go abroad, which we've covered a lot on this channel and is what makes people more content when they do move abroad. Do something every day that you enjoy. Live for the day and enjoy your life. Be content. All this means is you can be successful even on a small income, and that's the honest truth.
We really need to define what successful people really means. We see that the wisdom in life tells us that true success has nothing to do with a number for so many different reasons, because we can stumble attempting to reach the number and ignoring our true path in life that would get us to where we really want to be in life, because nobody really wants to be at a number if they knew that their life was going to be over 1 month before they reached their number. They would no longer give any weight and credence whatsoever to that number. So it's just a number. Success has to be defined with whether you are living the life you are called to live and are meant to live in the here and now, not on a delayed life plan. That's why we make these videos, to dispel some of these things that are just going to kind of tug us from here to there, from left to right, and pull us in all kind of directions and put out information as if it's some sort of really great wisdom. You're hearing it from somebody that's lived the retire early lifestyle for going on 40 years, all his life, so you're getting it straight from the horse's mouth, and it's got nothing to do with somebody else's idea of success. So that's the first thing we need to realize in how we get distracted into losing our real focus.
We can hear you saying, but what about those escaping real persecution, such as in Canada and perhaps even the USA soon? Well, the first thing is this. Do you really know whether you're just going from the frying pan into the oven or not? If you're listening to and relying on someone else to tell you what your plan B should be, you could be in for some nasty surprises. We know because we're well aware of the state of affairs around the world. We've kept tabs on Plan B places and became very skilled at getting to know the nitty-gritty of it, something most starry-eyed expat wannabes are not ready to hear. So that brings us back to the reality of holding the emotional bag of facing the facts. We do not know for sure where true long-term safety is when we go abroad, but this we do know. It is possible to have a plan B in your own country by leaving the big cities and the high cost of living areas and the strife and contention that comes with it. The saying, "you don't know what you've got until it's gone," applies here. That earlier couple that moved to Thailand, we're predicting they will eat their words of "we're never coming back." How do we know? Experience is a hard teacher. Peace and have a wonderful day no matter where you are. Take care and bye-bye.